Coming to you live from Free America. Free America is where Patrick Swayze somewhere is here and the Wolverines. So that's why I always remember that from a great place to be is Free America versus when they were taken over by the Lebanese armies and the Russians. Remember that? That was
Yeah, Red Dawn.
Red Dawn. I love Red Dawn. That was a great. Every kid when he sees it, he gets to just go, oh, when that happens in my house and my town, I'm going to go over the hills here and I'm going to plan with my buddies here and we're going to, we're going to fight it. It's kind of funny way to do it. But every kid, I think that saw Red Dawn at the time had an exit strategy for him and his family or friends or whatever it was. It was a powerful movie.
Oh yeah, everybody had a plan. Everybody had a group. They were going to get better names or
Well,
start the Wolverines themselves.
Exactly, 100%. And the thing is that we had just come from a time where we'd go under our desk to shelter and stuff from other things. Anyways, like,
Wow.
do you remember that in the 80s we would do practice drills for like earthquake drills and whatnot. So like all of a sudden, if somebody attacked, you go into your desk and stuff. And so I remember being in like grade school when that movie came out, or middle school, grade school, I don't know, but it was very, very impactful. And then my son saw the newer one, and I remember 20 years later, and I remember him thinking the same thing. He was like, "Oh, we're gonna go and we're gonna go over the hills and go to grandma's house and yada yada
Yeah.
yada."
Was there a new Red Dawn? I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, there's a new one that came out about 10 years ago. Yeah, it's pretty good. Not quite as good as Patrick Swayze and Charlie Sheen, but it's pretty good.
Well, and C. Thomas Howell, he was the
Thomas Howell, yeah. I haven't seen Thomas Howell in anything else since then. So, but
he was in an episode of Longmire about 5 years ago, which was a really cool Western series.
By the way, folks, I'm the L, he's the B. This is the LB hour, fortunately known comically known as the pound hour, because LB makes a pound, right? So you split it up and you have half pound. It's not worth quite as much. We are worth our weight in gold right now, Brian, I tell you, or at least in Dogecoin. We're worth our weight in Dogecoin.
Well, Dogecoin is holding pretty steady and not doing much right now. So there's a lot of shows about it. A lot of guys come on and say it's going to blow.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah, it's crazy. I think in particular, talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is like $50,000 a share right now. So that's crazy. But by the way, that's what we're coming from, folks. That's the LB hour. We're here just to ramble on for you guys for the next hour. So if you have some time free, listen up. We got stuff to say, right?
Yeah, and every other Friday, we have Friday Night Live. Let's see, it's in this studio. Let's see if we can get a shot of that.
There you go.
The stage is empty. The stage is empty. We're ready for entertainers, so we need an act, musical acts. We need everybody to show up Friday. So
yeah, every other Friday Every other Friday. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, and on the Monday of that Friday, we usually don't have anybody yet, but we always get somebody. So let's hope we get some musicians and some entertainers for this Friday. That'll be good.
Well, we have them lined up, but it's gonna get them on the right days, apparently. But anyway, yeah. So you have that little switch cam. You have a switch cam in there somehow.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Well, on the Zoom, you have an option for your videos, what you want to, what camera you want to use, and you can have multiple cameras. I have 2 right now, so it's kind of cool.
Somebody's getting smart.
There you go.
I
like it. Stage is ready. Sound is good. Win Alexander, he was a performer 2 weeks ago, and he told me how to set up the sound better. So now we've got speakers up high, and it's just going to be good.
You got the wicked smarts. That's cool. Good job. Well, good job.
I find people who are smart.
Right. That's exactly what I do. And then I avoid them. I don't want to look stupid. Let's avoid the smart people. But speaking of smart people, Brian, I have my list of questions and stuff.
Yeah.
I have a ton of questions, a billion questions actually out there in the world, and I have a tendency to ask them, and therefore inciting other reactions or whatever you might happen to have out there, folks. So my first question for you, Brian, this is all philosophical. These are actually philosophical conversation starters from conversationstartersworld.com. So, but These are all great for any type of relationship or
Okay, I'm
a
ready.
friend. Anyways, number one. Okay, what harsh truths do you prefer to ignore?
I like harsh truth actually, so I seek it out. Sometimes I go too far. I want to. So none, no harsh truths
No harsh truths you
that I
want to
avoid.
ignore?
I try. Yeah, I'm a little rough on myself at times, but yeah, I like the harsh truth.
I think my harsh truth that I tendency to ignore, and which I don't, but I know I do because I think we all do, which is because it make me sound like a crazy man, but UFOs. I think the harsh truth is they're out there, they're here. We need to do something about it. As a society as a whole, we're avoiding the situation. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Do you personally? You're not avoiding it though.
Oh, I'm not out there trying to actively find it and seek it out.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that just kind of bugs you because it's on it's like it's one of those things like tip of your tongue, right? Or on tip of your brain, but you don't actually research it too much because you want to know, but then again, you don't kind of want to know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I heard some. There were some sightings up Mount Brenyan. There's been a lot of those. That's kind of a key area. They have those towers up there at the top, and you can see it from certain places. And apparently, over the weekend or last week, there was some really unusual lights and things
Really?
going on. Yeah, I've several people told me.
Huh. Well, that's interesting. They did have that crash there years ago containing some stuff from the UFOs, but
Well, they had the crash in Rose Valley, but in a separate incident,
well,
days before, days after, there were UFO sightings. Plus, supposedly somebody from the government came to their houses and told them not to talk about it. So I
now
had
was that
several people
what?
tell me that same week as the crash, 1947.
Huh.
Unrelated to the crash, some people saw UFOs and got really scared, and the government, somebody claiming to be from the government, showed up. And I talked to an older lady that said that happened to her.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, so something was going on in 1947.
Yeah. Well, how about nowadays? I think nowadays there's an insane amount of data coming in the world now because we have cameras everywhere, and so people are seeing. But we do have drones, and people think that they could be UFOs. Most likely they're drones, but actually, no, there's some outrageous real footage out there right now. So that is one of the things that we are kind of. I think that's one of the things that we are not as a people we're preferring to ignore because it's too
Oh,
big.
really? Yeah,
And
I haven't seen any thing that's compelling. I mean, I haven't seen any video. I've heard people talk though.
no, yeah, well, yeah.
There's no way to know if the UFOs or if the aliens or whatever are still out there. They might have showed up in 47, said nothing to see here.
Well, yeah, but you if
Why?
you watch
Why they? I
if you
don't know
watch the
why.
military videos they have now out there
Yeah,
available for us to
yeah.
watch, and that's one thing that the previous administration said that they're going to help leak out that information or
Yeah,
like get it to the people. So it's slowly getting there. It's interesting.
yeah.
I don't know. I wish I had some information, some video on this. Actually, I would go with
Yeah, there's probably some stuff out there on it. Yeah, I don't know why people think they'd always be here though. Maybe they show up for a few months and they're gone.
yeah.
We
Well,
want to think they're all constantly looking at Earth. Maybe we're not even that interesting.
yeah. Well, that's true too. Maybe we're not that interesting. Maybe they've sought us out and like,
I
nope, you're too much, not enough. You have nothing going on in your life, in your world.
Well,
So
a lot of speculation. There was a lot of speculation that it was right after World War II, and we did the nuclear bomb, and other planets, people from other planets, or beings. They thought they better come, you know, keep an eye on us a little bit.
yeah. Well,
2 years after the bomb.
this right here. Oh, I have the ability to share some stuff. If I had the ability to share, I would. But do you know the person who can make that happen for me?
Oh, you need to share. Okay. Some
Oh,
UFO actions, advanced sharing options.
there
Who
we
can
go.
share? All participants. All. Okay, looks good. Share that.
Okay. Well, so Now this came out a couple years ago, but this is still. Let's minimize that. Let's see here. Where did I go here?
Still pertinent today.
Oh, still pertinent because it just came out. This just came out today. Well,
Wow.
yesterday, May 16th, something like that. So whatever
Yeah,
day
it's
it is.
today.
Oh, it is today. Oh, wow. I didn't know that's today.
Good.
That's quick. Okay, so I'm trying to get lost in my own world here. But yeah, this video, of course, they took out last year, the year before. It's saying that they're assuming that it is truthfully aliens, and it is probably from the. I think here, what's it right here? Where it's coming from? I think it's from another, well, obviously another planet, but depending what planet it says in here, I can't find it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. But they have all kinds of that video, by the way, if you haven't seen it, is
What is it? You play the video? It doesn't look very compelling.
Oh God, so it's got some stupid little advertisement, but
well, you have access to a YouTube page that's commercial free, but you don't use it. He's definitely.
I enjoy these commercials so much. IBM, baby.
Yeah, fucking drama, bro. There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My God.
These are Navy pilots.
Going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots to the west. Look at that thing, dude.
If I remember correctly, it turns.
That's not how it is it? Well, it turns like everything. It's
It really looked like a bird. That video showed me nothing. So that looked like a spot on a video screen. I mean, what was that?
Yeah, that was one of the little pilots. There's more of these. They have more of them, but they actually have a fleet of them later on. It says we have a whole fleet of them, and then I'll get out of this share mode. But
they need to come up with a lot better footage than that. That looked
right,
like
yeah. Well, that's just
12-year-old could have made that footage.
Well, the thing is that that is 100% right. I'm sure they have better photos, but that is from their radar. Their little, camera.
It didn't seem to prove anything.
Right.
There was a black dot on a screen that showed nothing.
Well, let me show you something else. Then. Let me see here, because I know there are. I'm getting the hell out of here. Let's see here. I'm stuck in world land of my own design here. Okay.
Working the bugs out here on.
Losing it here, folks. There you go.
There you go.
Okay, sorry about that. Now, I'm not going to share at the moment. Okay, I'm not sharing screen because I get lost in that stupid little mode. But yeah, there's definitely more and more videos out there nowadays about the UFOs. If you haven't seen them, then I would share one, but I don't have the ability to do that because I'm not that competent apparently.
Well, I've looked for videos that are make you think it's really something from another planet, but I haven't seen any really good footage. And with all the great cameras out there now, you'd think we'd see something.
Yeah. I
want to see something.
Right. Well, we haven't found Bigfoot yet either, but I think maybe they're combined, by the way. Maybe Bigfoot is an alien.
Well, we saw the picture they came up with. You saw the Bigfoot picture. That was pretty bad.
It was 1970?
Yeah. And then they found the receipt for the suit in the guy's house. So.
Well, they didn't know where they didn't have a manufacturer. They don't know where the manufacturer came from. So that's the most important part. Yeah. If they would have said from made in Taiwan, there you go. But they didn't.
Well, I'm hoping to see something interesting about the aliens or whatever, the UFOs. It'd be cool to see some real footage.
Okay, so Brian, is will free or just an illusion?
Oh, that's funny. I was thinking about that the other day about free will. Some people think that free will doesn't exist, that it's just things happen and you react to it. So, but I think there's free will. Totally. I think your will is free.
I think your will is free. However, somebody else can always guide you in the direction they want to guide you.
Wow, not if you're
subliminal messaging, my folks. my friends.
Well, if you allow yourself to be manipulated.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we all do,
Yeah. Well, we get manipulated by the news and things like that.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're probably wearing a pair of Levi's right now versus a pair of Wranglers, and Wranglers are a better product by far. I'm just kidding. I have no idea. But the point is that we are manipulated by everything we see.
You lose that. You lose that bet.
I lost that bet. You got no pants on. That's nice to know.
I'm at home.
Good. Yeah. Didn't need to see that.
I actually bought some Wranglers the other day. So.
Yeah, no, but I haven't bought a pair of Levi's in many years. I'm all Abercrombie and Fitch, baby. I'm kidding, but
that's a nice thing about Zooming. You don't have to wear pants as long as your camera angle is up here.
I know. I know somebody did a skit on that. Actually, remember?
Yeah. Well, I was working at a plaid pantry, and the newscaster from Portland came in '82. She had ripped up pants, and I thought, that's crazy. She was all dressed up, ripped up pants, and she says, you don't even have to wear pants. They don't see it. Yeah, she was Kim Gilbert. She was popular back in the '80s, and she came in to buy something at the plaid pantry. And I thought, wow, your pants are ripped up. She goes, you don't have to wear pants. It's from the waist up, and she was pretty funny. Then she robbed the place, but that's another story.
All right. Yeah. No, I do recall I went to school with Kim Gilbert, and I doubt the same one.
Yeah, probably not. This gal would be about 65 now.
Yeah. No, mine was.
She was the young newscaster back then on KGW8 or something.
I remember Kim Clark out of no, that was Amy Clark out of Portland. It was a good. Yeah. I know a lot of people back in the day. Boy, they're all gone. News reporters, they have a tendency to go on like for about 5 years and then they're gone.
Yeah,
you never see them again. It's weird,
Yeah, she moved on, but it was kind of cool.
Island somewhere with all kinds of news reporters. It'd be interesting.
Well, it was kind of cool back then, though. Newscasters in Portland, you thought they were kind of celebrities.
Mm-hmm. No, that's cool. Yeah, I find everybody a celebrity. If you find my teacher in school, I think, was a celebrity. If you saw him out of the school, like at a store, you're like, oh my gosh, there's Mr. Clark. It's like he had a life outside of the school. It's pretty weird.
Yeah, it's funny too. I remember she bought Altoids and one of those burritos she had to heat up.
I imagine she's pretty too.
She was a pretty gal. It was kind of cool. A little bit of a celebrity sighting at the plaid pantry. It would happen. You get a blazer in there once in a while, trailblazer.
Well, that plaid pantry is right down in dead center, isn't it?
It was 15th and Broadway, right by Lloyd Center. So it's pretty close to the Coliseum, which is now the Rose Garden, but it was a Coliseum back then.
Yep, I know that's at. I know where that plaid pantry's at. I'm surprised we don't have any plaid pantries up here in the Northwest.
I don't know
anymore.
I think it's all Oregon.
Yeah, we don't have any 7-Elevens. We have AM/PMs. We have we had 2 of those here, 3 of them, I guess.
Yeah.
Now we have 1, and then now we have 1 over in Kelso by you. But 7-Elevens were taking over the world at one time.
Yeah. And in Portland, plaid pantry was head to head with 7-Eleven.
Yeah, and then there's if you go back eastern Washington, there's like this dinosaur fossil gas station over there. I'm not sure what they're called. I can't remember. But
Sinclair.
Huh? Sinclair. Apparently, I have people in the crowd telling me that
Sinclair.
Yeah, Sinclair Mobile. Yeah, it's a
wow. I like that.
And their emblem is a dinosaur because it's fossil fuels.
Oh, okay.
And they also have a statue of a dinosaur there. Pretty cool. Yeah.
So where are you getting this information? Who's this?
Someone smarter than myself.
There you go. You're a researcher off screen. That's good.
My researcher, off screen researcher is the lovely Mary. She is here today, just sitting in the background, no wings, waiting for me to mess up so she can come, knock me off the air and take my position. So
That's not hard.
She said it's not hard. Yeah.
Well, you have questions, though. You're on track pretty good. What do you got?
Oh, my questions are always wonderful. My questions, I can give this one to Mary or to, well, I'll skip this one here, but give it to you also, Brian. What is the line between art and not art? Often arts come with a Garfunkel. Sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
That's the difference. No.
The line between art and
Line between
not
art
art.
and not art.
I have no idea, but
Anything can be art.
Mary's answers. Anything can be art.
If you make it or create
If you
it.
make it art, you can
yeah,
create it.
I think if you create it from nothing, it can be art. That's a big.
From something, it can be art.
I've talked to guys that consider themselves artists, and they act like, "Oh no, it's not a thing anybody can do." So, but I think it is. I think anybody can be an artist at something.
Some people just aren't successful.
What's that?
Anyone can be an artist, just some people aren't successful.
Yeah, Mary says anybody can be an artist, just not everybody can be successful. And I find it's kind of true because I am artistic in certain ways and I'm autistic in others. So it's kind of
Yeah.
that fine little thing there. But I
Well,
mean,
like you can be an artist in something that's not desirable. Like I could get I could get anybody, the most calm human being, even Kung Fu. Remember Kane from Kung Fu?
yeah.
I could get him angry and yelling. I could get anybody so upset they blow a fuse, no
And you're
matter
saying
how
'cause
calm
that-
they are. Yeah, that's an
that-
art. That's an art that
right.
I could do to anybody growing up. I could get any calm person to flip out, but it's an art you don't want to use. So
Art of the deal. That's right.
I was an artist.
I have an art of my own, which is, basically my art of compassion and my art of negotiation skills in particular, or coordination skills more likely. That's kind of an art.
Yeah,
able
those
to,
are good arts to have, but the ability to piss people off is not a good art. But
No.
it was fun growing up though to see teachers
Yeah.
flip out.
That's like witchcraft. It's like,
Yeah,
you really don't need it.
no,
I mean, the ability to piss somebody off is not. It is an art. It is a skill. I don't know if it's an art. See, that's what I mean. It's a skill. I don't know if it's an art, and I don't know.
very few people can do it. I don't know very many people that could piss off the most calm people in the world.
Yeah.
I'd have the Dalai Lama flipping out. He'd probably end up blowing a blood vessel.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's that's what the whole question is, I guess, is what is an art and what is not an art.
Yeah.
Because one is a skill. Just because you're skilled in something doesn't make it an art. To me, I think, it's like I think they're referring to that. Well, the question is very just arbitrary. So it's
Yeah.
like, but it's like I don't know. As far as art goes, you can take things to a point where, like, horror movies. Horror movies. I like scary movies. I like suspenseful movies. I like any type of scary movie like that. That's great. But when it comes down to gory movies, which now the horror movies are good, gory movies are pretty. I don't see an art in that whatsoever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the most distasteful, just disgusting. I've gotten old, I guess, but it's just like the graphics are they're beyond surreal. They're just, and is that art? No.
Well, art's often disgusting though. There's art that's just terribly disgusting, but it's still art.
Well, yeah, it's like pornography. I mean, people go, okay, well,
not even pornography. There's actual art like paintings and stuff that are very upsetting and very creepy and things like that. But I consider them art.
yeah.
I don't know. That's a
I've got a
good question.
for some time for show and tell, I'll show you a portrait that I have of a famous painter years ago. It is a picture of Jesus Christ. It's a very dark and
Oh yeah, that's a good example.
It's a very picture of Jesus Christ. It's got blood spatters on it, type of thing. It's
okay. There's another one more upsetting where there's a little statue of Christ inside urine, and it's called Piss Christ, and they tried to shut that down. And
I wouldn't. Yeah,
but you can't shut that stuff down. You can just hate it.
Yep, exactly. I don't. Yeah, I understand that, but I don't see it being art at all.
Well, he had a message to it. It was actually kind of was art, but I didn't like it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just because we don't like it, folks, doesn't mean it's not art. I get you. I understand that. So this one's crucifixion type of a photo. My mom, not photo. Just took a photo. No,
That'd be a revelation.
that would be a revelation. No, my mother years ago, she bought this artist painting off of like some religious website, not website. There wasn't websites back then. It was off of TV, and it was very expensive. And when she got it, she didn't realize how dark it was, and so it was like it's a beautiful, beautiful painting, but it's very, very dark. And she was like, "Well, I can't have that on my walls in my house." So
What'd she end up doing with it?
she gave it to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
still
Yeah,
have it?
so I still have it, but it's almost it's one of those pictures that you almost don't want to put on the walls because it's kind of like you know, I don't know. It just has to have its own place. You know what I mean? It has to have its own place. So I gotta figure out where it's at right now, and then I think I have to. It's matted but not framed, so I gotta.
Huh.
It's a big one too. So yeah, but that's the difference between Art and Simon.
Art and what? Simon?
Simon, Art and Simon. Yeah,
Art and Paul.
Paul. Sorry, I get that up. Art and. Anyway, so
There are people out there that actually like Garfunkel, so that's good to know. There's different type of people.
so Brian, is there a meaning to life, and if so, what is it?
The meaning of life is to find out the meaning of life, and it's going to take you your whole life. It'll take you to your deathbed and maybe beyond. So yes, the meaning of life is to find out the meaning of life.
Yeah, there you go.
And to realize you don't know anything, and you got to learn it.
All right. I believe
Family and friends, and just creating a family, extended family. I think that's, for me, that's a meaning of life. Getting to
There you
know
go.
people. And I went to a service for my cousin, one of my favorite people of all time, and all the family there, cousins and friends, and it was
this
amazing.
weekend.
Yeah, it was a period of time this weekend, a period of time from 80 to 84. We influenced each other and had great experiences, and there was so much to talk about. All these kids, they were kids then, and
They were kids, or you all were kids?
I was 23 and they were about 18. They were younger, and I was promoting bands, and all my cousins were involved somehow, and it was like a big extended family for a couple of years. It was pretty wild, and they were all there. Everybody pretty much showed up. So
Well, that's pretty cool.
yeah, my cousin influenced a lot of people, so it was great. And he was fun, and he got things done, and he had a chip on his shoulder and got me in trouble a few times. But
What was his name?
Aaron Deverosiwa. He's a great guy who's, may he
Cheers
rest
to
in
Aaron.
peace.
Cheers to Aaron.
Yeah, fearless. He was
Rest
a
in
fearless guy. Yeah, family and friends and just love, I think, is a big meaning of life too.
Well, do you think Aaron had a good life?
Oh yeah, he was loved by all, and his
That's good to
family
hear.
is incredible. And the guys from the band were still 3 guys from the band he was in high school showed up. That's pretty impressive.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah,
And that's what, 20 years ago?
a little more than that.
I know.
Almost 40.
I know. I was trying not to age you, my friend.
No,
but
I don't
yeah.
mind. Geez, no, if I'm hanging out with guys from 40 years ago and they're telling me stories about how incredible it was, that's pretty good. They were saying it was a time of their lives back there. 81 to 83, basically 84.
No, that's good.
Wild times. Portland was rocking. The Portland rock scene was kind of in a golden age.
Yeah.
Early 80s. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Well, as far as the meaning of life, to me, I believe the meaning of life is to basically do as much good as you can while you're here for others, and try to overcome and surpass all the hurdles that God has given you, or you bring upon yourself, actually.
Yeah.
But however those are, your goal is to jump, climb over, slither over, whatever you do these hurdles in life. And that is the meaning of life, is to become a better being. a being of light, which we all are.
I like that.
Okay, what should be the goal of humanity?
Trust each other and let each other figure things out, because it seems like a lot of controlling governments and things like that. There's a lot of governments that don't let their people be free. The role of humanity is to find a way for everybody to be free and at least have a chance at enjoying their lives.
I'm right there with you, brother. I love that. However, the word of the question was, what is the goal of humanity?
The goal of humanity is to give freedom to each other and to all improve through time and allow each other to develop. We're way away from that goal right now. We have humanity's failing in that regard. We need to create freedom and somehow have it still be somewhat safe.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's see here.
Think about China. Think about all those countries. Russia.
China?
None of them have freedom.
China has a virus. I'm sorry. It's a bad joke. I do not hate that. It was not the China virus.
I watched the film Plandemic. The virus was made in Massachusetts. We know that. It was made in Massachusetts.
This is China. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. You saw Plandemic. Remember that?
I saw Plandemic. I actually had somebody just last week tell me that this was a plandemic, and that needless to say, that guy's not working for me at the moment.
Yeah.
But
well, it's very possible it was a hoax. I have no qualms with it.
The thing is that
I kind of hope it was a hoax. I want to see how good our country really is and how good our world is. If they can,
I watched the movie Plandemic, and that blew my mind for a moment there, making me think that way. And then, well, actually, with your help on that right there, we had a couple questions for that when it came out, and as soon as those questions popped up, I knew the answer, what the answers were, and that answer was the Plandemic was a total ploy. It was a total.
Oh, that the movie, the video.
The movie, yeah.
Well, I noticed within a minute, because everything she said, I wrote it down and then I fact checked, and none of it checked out. Maybe 1 out of 10. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I started thinking to myself, what is the purpose of her having that movie to begin with?
To make money, and that's the reason.
Oh yeah,
it's the reason you should make a movie, to make money.
Right.
So I respected her, and she said it was made in a lab in Massachusetts, so it's a Boston virus. The Boston virus.
The Boston virus. Well, I can't remember, but I remember just thinking to myself, she's wrong, because it was more of like she had an axe to grind. That was the whole thing, was that she had an axe to grind.
Well, yeah. And it was made in Oregon. Everybody knows the virus was made in Oregon.
Well, I think it was made in Kelso.
No.
Where most nasty things come from. I'm kidding. No,
but created a few viruses, but not that one.
Yeah, well, don't get me wrong. I know that Longview's created a few viruses as well. Yeah. We tried to close them up when we blew up Bart's, but you never know.
Well, I always call it the Oregon virus, and people get mad about that. They call it the China virus. I call it the Oregon virus. It's fine.
That's right. We just passed around the buck, And
I like the name coronavirus better than COVID, and suddenly COVID takes over. I wasn't happy about that.
I know. I liked the coffee virus. Yeah. Actually, the irony of that whole thing is that I have my own suspicions, my own little things in regards to the conspiracy. I thought early on, the true story, I thought early on that it may be hot liquids and coffee were actually causing us to grow quite as much as it was, because where did it come from at first? China, right? Where did it go to next? Italy. It wiped out, decimated Italy, or part of Italy.
Yeah.
And then it was in Seattle. Boom. It was China, Italy, Seattle. So right then and there, my mind is, what is the best thing? What are those things known for? They're all known for having hot caffeine, literally hot liquids.
Yeah, I would think about China.
China makes hot tea all day long. They're making hot tea, caffeine, boom, boom, boom. And Italy is known for espresso. That's where it came from.
Oh yeah.
And then where's America's number one spot? Seattle. It's like
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. You follow the ice cream. See, that's how in my mind worked with the ice cream theory of you watched a show last night. One of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
Favorite
What
books
they
was called
think ice cream caused? Polio. They thought ice cream.
Polio. Yeah, yep. That was true story. In the 50s, they knew they could swear by the amount of ice cream being sold when polio was growing in numbers. They
Yeah.
were almost certain that it was ice cream.
Yeah,
Well,
and the numbers went up. It was summer, so they figured, oh, it's got to have something to do with the ice cream. It was a really
it just
scary. They came up with that. That's weird.
In the summer months, polio would grow, and because the kids were together and they're whatever, however they're doing that, but not because of the ice cream, just because of the heat and so forth, it made it worse. So, but that's what my mind thought of exactly was the ice cream theory, the coffee theory, that it was in China, then Italy, then Seattle. I'm like, bam, I solved it. You know what I mean? In my head, that's pretty funny.
Well,
but
I'd like to know more about the cause. They don't really like to talk about how it originated. It's very controversial.
Yeah, that was a bat making love to a monkey or some odd thing.
Yeah, they're not sure. I'm thinking it was lab related, like they were studying the bats and all that, and the virus, and something got out. I don't think it was attack.
I think someone released it. I don't,
I think it was an accident myself.
I don't think it was an accident. I think somebody released it, but that's okay. I mean, I don't care.
What do you have to base that information on?
Because these people are pretty good at what they do nowadays. If you're in that high level of, I mean, in bio stuff, if you're in that high level of dealing with viruses and just DNA crap in particular, I mean, you're pretty high level. You're not gonna accidentally inject that in somebody,
Well, they don't think that. They think it escaped from the test tube or whatever. Somebody got it on them or something. That it may have been an accident.
Yeah. See, but we know now.
Have you seen people? They're not. A lot of them are sloppy. Even high level people can be sloppy. They don't always wash their hands. They don't always do the procedure to close.
Yeah, but we know now, Brian, is that if you get that on your hands, it's not going to even
get that on your hands and touch your eyes. You got it, and you can spread it to thousands. And everybody touches their eyes constantly. Go to a restaurant, watch how many times those people. You just did it, but people touch their hands constantly, touch their eyes. So yeah, it could have easily been could have been a janitor. There could have been something on there and he didn't wash it off, and then he got it on himself.
Yeah,
there's no evidence that it was planted on, that it was released on purpose.
Trust me, I love Dustin Hoffman, and when he made that movie, what was it? Shoot, it was. I just had in my head and it's gone. But Dustin Hoffman did that movie.
Oh, Outbreak.
And Outbreak freaked the shit out of me.
Yeah,
that was a freaky movie. And then, him and watching Jimbo, which was actually ended up being Dr. McDreamy.
Oh, McDreamy, yeah.
McDreamy, yeah.
Dempsey.
Yeah, Patrick Dempsey, and he had the monkey, and then they're in the movie theater, and he coughs, and then that virus went out, and then it wrapped around and went in somebody's mouth. See, that's disgusting because now I want to go to the theater. I really want to go watch a movie, but I'm like, oh man, I don't want to go have somebody cough behind me. Just go around, right in my mouth. I know it's going to, even though I have the virus, I have the
vaccine.
I have the vaccine, but it still seems gross and weird, and I don't want to catch it.
Well, I imagine some guy in a lab, he works there, he's supposed to clean up, he doesn't, he gets some on his hand, gets it in his eye, he starts spreading it, nobody knows. That could easily happen. If you've been to a restaurant, you know that the people working there touch their faces, they touch everything, and they don't wash as much as you think they do. So,
I get that, and I
world.
And I understand that in China, if you watched how it grew in China, they're so packed with people. It was just like, that's the whole reason why it grew so much, And it was not coffee. It was not coffee that caused it. It was the overpopulation areas that caused it to expand so much. Because Italy, people are in apartments. They're like these little weird little, and they're it's a beautiful place, but they're not that clean. And so, and then people are very it's out in the big cities of Italy. It's like many apartments and stuff, apartment complexes and stuff, and they, that's where they're bringing out the bodies. They're ring out your dead, ding ding
Yeah.
ding.
And that
Bring
was
out your
a
dead.
lot of old people back then. That was mostly old folks in Italy. But yeah, I don't have any idea how it really originated, and they haven't really been truthful with us. And there's been a lot of rumors and things like that. So I have no idea how it started. And it might have started in China, but it may go further back than that we don't even we're not being told. It might have started
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, on to a better subject here, Brian.
Yeah.
What does it mean to have a good life?
Oh, I think have something that excites you every day to get going, and to have a good attitude and believe in something bigger than yourself, and work towards making the world better.
That's a good answer.
Yeah. And have a lot of good stories told about you from the old days. That's one thing I enjoyed. We were telling stories about Aaron, and I'm thinking this guy did a lot of wild stuff that he involved a lot of people. I have a set of adventures. Yaws had a set of adventures. Bill, all these guys were telling me these adventures. And I'm like, wow. And then some of the adventures intersected. So good stories. I want, when I'm done, I want some stories.
Yeah, no, that's
People
true.
telling.
100%, and that's why, when I have a group of people together, my friends, they might not even be friendly themselves, but they're all friends with me. So all of a sudden, when I get together, I'm okay with that. I feel like a celebrity roast. It's like, ha ha ha. It's like, oh, I'll just roast on Lonnie. It's like, if that's what it takes, as long as it makes everybody happy, then I'm happy. I think I derive my smiles from giving them to others. So. And in that case, I'm a pretty happy fellow. You know what I mean? I try to do things. Just the other day, actually, a friend of mine and I clashed on something where I was thought I would do something sweet and just nice, and I attempted to drop off some coffee and some fruit. A little bowl of fruit and some coffee for my friend who was studying for college. Well, that was misinterpreted. Apparently, I was on my way to I was happened to be in town where that person was, and I thought, well, I'll just do this real quick, and it'd be something sweet and something nice, and that was it. I wasn't, but either way, it was misinterpreted as how rude I was for not for not dropping it off, or for not calling ahead of time, or just some people are different. My whole goal in life is,
my rule is the coffee outweighs the rudeness. So if you come over with a nice cup of coffee and I just woke up from a nap, I'm going to get over it. I'm going to have that coffee.
But yeah, it's because you're addicted to coffee. The thing is that
and I don't get a lot of visitors. So if somebody comes over, I got to be nice, and it's hard. I got to work on that. Like if I've been taking a nap, fall asleep watching TV, and I wake up and somebody's at the door, I'm grumpy. I don't want that. I want to say, hey, you brought some coffee. You brought a pizza. Pizza's a good way to go.
Yeah, but in particular, this person doesn't drink coffee, so it came across, even
the person
doubly bad. Yeah.
So, horrible.
Yeah, no caffeine for this person, but still, either way.
Yeah, but that's a good gesture. It's no good deed goes unpunished. That's a good one.
Yeah, I felt pretty punished for it. So
yeah,
I was like, oh, sorry, bad timing. I realized, I don't know, I do things sometimes apparently without thinking, because I was like, you know what, you're in the middle of studying. I'm going to come bring you growing up, I was always, if you're studying, you need some chocolate or bubble gum, you need some chocolate or bubble gum, and then caffeine as I grew up, got older. But so it's kind of like, here's a way to help you study, and they it came across incorrectly.
Yeah, but
apparently.
I think it's good to once in a while do things without thinking. Think of Michael Jordan. He said he got it to the point he didn't have to think. He get in that game and he didn't think. So
Well, that's how I am
take
for
your
most people.
chances.
Apparently, this person,
Yeah, but keep
doesn't
doing
know
it
that, no.
because most people like it. A gesture like that coming over. You kind of you made a major impact on my sister Patty. We were eating at the Cassava, my sister and I, and you sent over cookies. Fancy cookies from Cassava. You sent them over and we waved at you. And she talks about that every time I see her.
Oh, that's
You made
sweet.
a major impact with it. Was just a kindness and a nice, she felt good. We were in a nice restaurant. It was, yes,
Well, because
don't quit doing it.
I won't quit doing it. The thing is that I didn't want to say hi to you because you were.
Well, we waved at you. It was cool.
Yeah, no, what I meant was is that you were busy in a conversation with somebody, which ended up being
Yeah,
your sister.
but-
I didn't know it was your sister, but
Yeah.
I was kind of like just trying to be. I hadn't seen you for a while, I think, particularly. So I was like, oh,
Yeah.
just
Well,
send
I
her
didn't
over
know it
some
was my sister either. It was one of those Maury Povich showed up. No, we were having a nice little time, and she's like, "Oh, that's so nice." And then she mentioned it a week later, and then if your name comes up, the gesture of the cookies comes up every time. So it's worth it. Once in a while, it goes bad, but 90% of the time,
Yeah, no,
it's
no,
memorable.
yeah, no, that's okay. That just realized in particular that you have to walk with eggshells with this person a little more than you should have to. I think so, but that's okay. I tried. My darkness. So
Tried. Can't win them all.
you live and learn, huh?
You can't win them all.
Nope, you can try, and that's the whole thing. Is that you can't have to try, but the person's worth trying for on that one. So, but it was no, not gonna try no more. Not for that
Time
one.
to move on to somebody that will like it when you bring coffee. So I want you out
absolutely.
there. We got to get you out there, going house to house, and we're gonna see who likes coffee.
Well, that's why you and I both. You're becoming Mormon. So my problem is you becoming Mormon. Not that you are, but
Well, I'm not going to become a Mormon. I did tell a man from the Mormon church that I would read this one passage, and if it got to me, I'd become a Mormon. I read it. It wasn't the ultimate truth, and so I didn't, but I at least tried.
No, I like that. You give these people a good, a good chance. And matter of fact, I do too. When somebody comes and knocking on my door, whatever religion they are, if they want to, if they want to take the time to come to my house and try to, teach me something. Well, heck, you have to be, you have to be willing to learn a little bit and say, hey.
I'm not a big fan of that. So I like when they want to meet, I meet later. And I've met with Jehovah's Witnesses and I met with a Mormon guy. Instead of having the meeting at my house, like they want to come in, I did it there at the temple or the church or whatever it's called. And it was a good discussion. I just wanted to not joke about it. I wanted to hear what he had to say. And I thought, well, maybe it'll make me feel like maybe they're not that crazy. And it was unsuccessful at that. I started thinking maybe they're more loony than I thought, but I realized my religion's kind of weird too. So
Yeah,
but it was worth it. It was worth it. And listening to somebody that was really into what their religion is.
Yeah, no, that's great. I think, if they're into it, that's wonderful. I think as long as you're trying to serve God in their own little way, whatever that might be, I think that's a great thing. And not that,
but back to the coffee. I'd like to know from people, women especially, like when you brought coffee to somebody, would they like that or would they think it's barging in? Because some people don't even like it if you knock on their door and say hi. So I don't know.
That's kind of, it was the barging in. I think it was kind of like this, the timing. It was ended up being, like I was having to be going out of my way a little bit while I was down in the area, out of town. I was out of town and when we chat, whatever, but I just figured I'd surprise and get the coffee. Yeah. But, then again, I can see how it could be misconstrued as wrong, but
I think you should keep doing it with certain people, keep doing surprising.
Well, I always do stuff with my friends.
Yeah. So keep doing nice surprises for people, and once in a while it'll go wrong.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. Once in a while it goes horribly wrong. but then again, that's just part of my the nature apparently.
Well, that's part of life,
Yeah.
Sometimes you do a gesture. I did something for my son one time, and he took it a different way, and it was really bad.
Look, what was that?
I busted out a wall to put a door into a new bathroom, and he was not ready for it, and it went over. It took several days for us to get over that one. That I should have checked ahead of time, which I should have, but I wanted to surprise him. But that's the thing. You take a risk. If you're going to do a surprise, there's a risk they will hate you.
Yep. I know. Surprise! You hate me now.
Yeah, it's like, surprise, we got the video of this, and you show somebody and they go, I look horrible, and they hate you for months.
Right. That's exactly it. It's like, well, the intent was there. But that's what they say. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. And that's probably the friggin' truth on that one.
I think most people like a kind gesture. And as we get out of the pandemic era, they'll be okay about it a little more because people got a little isolated, and probably a lot of people saying, what's this guy doing here? But bring the coffee.
I mean, if somebody knocks on the door now, I'm expecting it to be Amazon or UPS something. It's like, but as a child, me growing up, we'd spend a day visiting. So we would go, my dad, my mom, my aunts, and uncles, whatever. We'd go travel from, over to my other aunt and uncles, knock on the door. Hello, hey, wait, come in, get a glass of coffee or a cup of coffee and some cookies, and you go to the next place, and there'd be chips, and there'd be lunch, and then we'd bring stuff to other people. You'd always bring like a bag of fruit or a bowl of something. It's just nice and good natured to bring it. You bring somebody a cake, and you say, hey. Hi, neighbor. How are you? Not my neighbor, but my relatives. It was like, I like that. Even though it's surprising, I like surprises. Some people do not like surprises.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. Some people get mad because their house wasn't cleaned.
Right.
But I like them, but there's times it's not great,
Yeah.
And I think it's good to do that. I think it's good you do it. So don't lose that. Don't lose your spirit there.
Oh, I won't. As you knock down a block real quick. Like,
yeah.
Okay. Not everybody's the same. Not everybody drinks coffee, apparently. So, I think though that might be the biggest thing. That person didn't like coffee. Had they liked coffee, it'd been a big hit. But the fact is they, it's like a lead balloon at that point. If you like coffee, it's like, hey, here's some crack. You have crack? You like crack?
Yeah.
I'm bringing you some crack. If you're not a crack, if you're not addicted to crack, then you don't have to. But if you are addicted to crack, like the rest of the society or majority of society, that's like the drug dealer showing up at your house with a free sample.
Yeah. I think it was about the surprise. I think some people don't like to be surprised.
Yeah. No big deal. That's onward and upward. It's just it's like, oh, okay, well, you live and you learn,
Yeah.
But
keep doing it. I'd keep doing
it. You gotta keep on doing it.
At least half the people like it.
Well, things that not have smiles in this world. So, like I said,
you got it.
I derive my smiles from giving them to others. And then when I see that, I go, oh, and then, so when you give somebody you get a bad review from somebody, you got to go, oh,
Yeah.
So trust you me, when somebody, I have empathy on that level, in the fact that especially if I cause it, I think in particular, the empathy I have towards others and stuff is the same reason why I lost a good friend, a week and a half ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost a good friend, and I have not yet gone to her family or her parents and brought them flowers and stuff yet, because it's just it was such a impactful. I mean, it just hurt so badly when she passed away. I don't want to go to her parents' house and tell them yet how how much she'll be missed and yada yada, and I mean, they know how close I was with her, but it's just like, wow, it hurt,
Well, you talked to her brother, and I think that was
I
good.
did talk to her
Sometimes
brother, but
you
yeah.
don't want to bother people because if there is a service, you can tell people there.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm gonna try and work on that today, as a matter of fact. So,
Work on a service.
possibility of having one, yeah. So at
Aren't-
first the family was didn't want to have one, then now they're gonna have one, apparently of some sort. But so I'm gonna try and work on that a little bit and see if I can.
Yeah,
put some
you gonna
stuff in
work
motion.
with the family on it a little bit.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
with somebody, yeah,
Well,
cousins or
shouldn't the
something.
family handle it, or
Well, you'd think so, but they're not. So, well,
Okay.
the family is doing it, but cousins apparently are gonna take over. So I'm not sure on that one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
that might be one where you let them handle it?
Well, no, I get you on that one.
Yeah, because that's kind of going into the bringing the coffee that they don't want, having a service.
No, no,
without the
trying to
family.
find them a place to
Oh,
do.
you are working with the family.
Yeah, with the family. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
as long
need
as you
it.
work with
Well, I
them.
mean, yeah, I'm saying that the direct immediate family isn't doing it, and the cousins and so forth want to. So,
Oh, okay. So you can work with them. That'd be cool.
so I'm trying to help them find a facility or a
Yeah.
location and so forth. Yeah.
Well,
Which I-
outdoors is best, and then you don't have
Yep.
to worry about the social
Yep,
distance.
that's what we're looking at, is outdoors somewhere.
I like
so.
it.
So yeah, I'm looking into doing that. But talked to the mayor about it yesterday, and she sent me in the right
Talk to
direction.
the. Why did you talk to the mayor? Oh, to get us the gazebo.
Yes, if possible.
There you go. That we need that. That gazebo needs to be used.
Yeah, so I need to call, and I'll do that when I get off the phone here. I'll
Yeah.
line here. It should be open now, or pretty soon.
Yeah,
it'll be open.
that would be
Yeah.
really cool.
So speaking of which, what does it mean to have a good life, Brian?
Well, yeah, actually, you just asked me that.
What does that mean, though? No, it's okay.
To
Okay,
have
right.
something that challenges you, have good family and friends, and just have
Yeah.
a reason to live, and something that gets you excited, and something that gets you mad too. You need to be angry occasionally, I think.
Yeah. Why do you dream?
Why do I dream?
Why do we dream?
I think because we have imaginations and we have things that we got to work out. Like when I go to sleep, I'm working out some things that went on throughout the day. Plus, it's a great visual experience. We dream because it's good.
Hmm. I agree as well.
It can be anything we want.
And if anybody has a problem dreaming, they need to do more calculations. Try to do math, like story math.
Really?
Yeah, if you use story math, you'll have some weird dreams. You're guaranteed to have dreams again. Yep, it's a.
Well, you could even tell yourself, if you tell yourself every night you're going to dream, you'll start doing it. The mind will listen. That's I took a class in sleep and dreams, and we had to direct our dreams, and it was hard, but it happened. After a while, you start having dreams. I'd have the dreams, the dreams I wanted to have.
What class was it?
Sleep and dreams. It was like an advanced psych class.
I took one of those classes as well. It was called Sleep with Somebody Dreamy, which was.
Now, this was a great class. We had several books that we read from it, and people's journals. They'd bring them in and talk about the dreams they had, and lucid dreams. And yeah, we could control our dreams pretty good.
Yes, that's awesome. That's cool. I mean, learn to fly and cry, and do you run away from monsters?
Never had a monster dream.
What? Falling dreams?
My dreams are almost always good.
Falling dreams?
Oh yeah, falling dream, but they addressed that right away. They said you're gonna have falling dreams, start flying, and within a week, everybody in the class could fly in their dreams. So, because you would wake up when you think you were gonna fall. Yeah, and I got rid of that.
If I stumbled in a dream,
yeah,
if I stumbled, I stumble it. It's like, oh, just wake up.
Yeah,
and that was the problem. I tried to do it many times, and once you're dreaming, you often wake up that quick.
Oh yeah.
That's a hard problem about that.
We
Otherwise,
worked on that too, where you try to stay in the dream even after you know.
Yeah.
That was hard.
Yep, that's very, very hard to do.
Yeah, we dream because we have to. I don't know for sure why, but we have to.
How are we doing for time wise today, by the way? I think
We got
we're
about another 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Well, I guess we'll go on more questions tomorrow. But
yeah, definitely. I wanted to remind everybody though that the stage is set Friday. So if you're an entertainer, get a hold of us. And if you like music, tune in Friday night at 7 for Friday Night Live.
I think I have at least one singer, if not two, already Friday night. So we'll find out. But
Well, we're working on a song, and the rule is if nobody shows up, we got an hour to be fools, and that's just what we got to do. Sing.
I really don't want to be a fool anymore.
Yeah,
I've been a
I
fool
don't
my
mind.
whole life. The fool.
Gestures. I like court gestures. Kurt Russell said he's a court jester, and he's never going to talk politics again. His job is to entertain you and make people laugh. So he's done with politics. But then the next day,
Kurt Russell I love that guy. He's great.
Well, he said he was done with politics. The next day, he got on a fight on Twitter about politics, but that's okay.
Who's your favorite character of Kurt Russell's?
Kurt Russell's the favorite character of Kurt Russell is Tombstone. It's Wyatt Earp. He just handled it so well. Well, and the Jungle Boy in Gilligan's Island.
Well, you gotta pick one. That's why I said, what do you think your favorite one is?
I'm gonna go with actually I'm gonna switch it up and go with the Jungle Boy in Gilligan's Island. He was like 14 or something.
You know what mine is?
Knew he was a star. I said that guy is good. He's big. He's gonna be big. I picked him early.
You know what my favorite one is? Is you leave that Jack Burton alone. Jack Burton.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Jack Burton when he was Big Trouble Little China. That is a great movie.
I just saw it. We just saw that, or I did.
Yeah, I don't know if we have
Watched it last week. Well, some of it was playing when you came over, when you didn't call and you just brought coffee.
That's funny. Anyway, yeah, Big Trouble Little China is my favorite Kurt Russell movie. Yeah. And Tombstone, well, that and Tombstone is phenomenal itself. Everybody on Tombstone is awesome, but my favorite character.
Pick one.
It is, but yeah, no, my favorite character is Jack Burton. Okay, guys, we'll see you later. It's the end of the hour right now, so we got Rochambeau and pound it out. Ready? I'm at 5-1, I think.
Okay, something like that. Boom, boom, boom. Wow, you did it again. You're on a major roll.
6-1. 6-1, folks. You'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Peace Scout, Boy Scout, whatever they might say. Later. Hater. I'm great.